What's up, podcast world? It's your favorite insurance guy, Henry Rodriguez, and I'm here again with the exclusive Elite podcast with my co-host,
the SCV MVP.
And dude, I'm just gonna get right into it.
I'm in a different seat. It feels
this
weird.
one, I'm on. Why are you saying that?
I don't know.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah, got something going on right now.
I'm gonna get right into it because I'm really excited about this episode.
I'm excited too.
But let me set the stage.
Okay.
For the ladies. Okay, this is for the ladies. Corin, dim the lights. We're gonna just for the ladies of the episode.
Oh,
we're
wow.
bringing
wine
shit. Because we got the ladies of My Truth Today on our episode.
Yeah.
Ladies, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Hi there.
I'm excited.
Of course, the wine has your face
I
on
know.
it.
And glasses. I had to get it started.
It's just a shameless plug.
Just
Henry
for the
Rodriguez.
ladies.
Should I let
Glasses?
the wine server open it?
Jeez.
And
know
the
how to open this?
glasses. Yeah, I can open it.
Do
Do you guys know how?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Please do the
know how to do
honors.
We have this old
I better
fashioned
not
opener.
mess it up.
How much stuff
So
is your
we
logo
are
on?
everything. You know, it's
Jeez.
called branding. You know that?
It's called a shameless plug.
Well, ladies, thank you guys for joining us and welcome. This is the first time you guys have been on the podcast, huh?
Yes, thanks
You
for
guys
having
are
us.
fellow podcasters, and most importantly for me, Mrs. Elite 22 and Mrs. Elite 23.
Yes.
Yes.
And Mr. Elite 1995.
Oh, he had to. He has to.
OG.
And we have the voice on as usual. What's up, voice?
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Hi, voice.
anything new and great at the stairs you want to share?
Oh man, we're closed down. Well, I guess when this is airing, we won't be closed down anymore. But the lights and everything that they were talking about, it was actually $1 million project that is going to be.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's awesome.
So from the walkway all the way up to the top of the stairs.
How long is that going to take?
I believe it's going to be a couple months.
Wow, and it's like $1 million project. It's a massive undertaking, right?
Absolutely, but they say that it's going to be a sight to see. That's for sure.
I can't wait.
He's not the voice anymore, right?
Hey, voice, I'll see you at the top.
You know you will, baby.
Can we call him his new name?
No, not yet. Not
Hello,
yet. That's for
hello.
a future
There's a
episode.
new name?
That's for a future episode.
He's rebranding?
He is rebranding.
Oh, wow.
You know him. You know the voice. He's always evolving.
Yeah.
We got the bottle of wine open. Look
We
at
sure
this.
do.
You're going to pour.
Wow.
What did we start from left to right?
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it. My
Y'all
true style.
you're gonna force me to drink today.
let's
I
do
just
it.
said I wasn't
really?
drinking. I'm tired.
As you open it, your hair grows. Look at this
I
thing.
twisted her arm. Look at that.
There we go. There we go. Got
Ladies,
stuff to do
can
today.
we start with a little bit a conversation about our exclusive Elite network? So you guys are on the Elite podcast, but we're fortunate to have both of you guys on our network. Let's talk about that and how that's impacted your guys' individual businesses. Christy, can we start with you, please?
Oh, yeah, getting right into it. I think that the power of Elite is truly found in the relationships that are formed with it. Sometimes when you're involved in so many quote unquote networking activities, you kind of get lost in what the purpose is, right? And I found that Elite really strengthens my relationships with everyone that's in it. And so it really adds to the sense of community within Santa Clarita and the real estate industry as a whole to be with each other every week and really foster those relationships.
I love that.
So it gives a platform for just, fun and relationships and friends and then trust, right? Because that can only be for the benefit of our clients when we know, like, and trust each other.
100%.
Collaboration at its best.
Yeah.
Right.
Miss 2-3.
Love that word. It's my favorite word.
How about your definition of that? What is the Elite Network done for you in your business?
Well, for me, it inspires me. It gives me reason and purpose to wake up. Honestly, Wednesdays are my favorite day when I can make...
Tear.
Seriously, it makes me love what I do for a living more, because we're surrounded by people that are good, professional people, and it just weekly kind of pumps you back up.
Yeah,
and
I
keeps
love
you
that.
going.
I love that.
Kind
And
of
you know
keeps you
what?
out of your comfort zone.
And
a
I
little
think
bit.
both of you guys all three of you guys are real estate professionals, but I mean, I think we're blessed to have Nicole as part of our network. She's such a resource and a wealth of knowledge, and
Thank you.
You're part of SRAR. You're running for SRAR board president?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
No.
Okay. Well, let's cheers to that.
Yes. No politics. No politics.
By the time this airs, I
When is
hope
the
to be
vote,
voted
though?
in.
When
Okay.
is the actual? Is it the same November?
Friday.
So, yeah,
right?
well, that's the board of directors.
Okay, got
The
it.
president is not voted in by the membership, unfortunately. It's voted in by the current board.
Oh, okay.
And
okay,
so
okay.
that vote will be taking place not Not tomorrow, but the next Thursday.
It's a no-brainer, though. It has to be.
It has
like,
to be.
who's your competition?
I can't. Yeah,
Is there
You talk
competition?
about it. Okay, all right.
there is, but I
There
don't.
is competition.
Yeah. Yes.
There's no
Are they breathing, this competition?
Yes.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
With that being said, let's cheers.
Cheers.
Well, let's cheers to both of you guys as we get this episode started. Cheers, cheers,
guys.
I didn't
cheers.
get a click. We gotta get a click. All right. Let's taste this Henry wine.
Is it up to?
Damn, it tastes overpaid.
Is that my truth today standard?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. All right.
It actually is.
I'm a little nervous if we finish this bottle here. It's gonna get real.
Did you put anything extra in Christie's glass? Did you?
A little bit.
All
Back
right,
to
Ryan,
elite,
all
you know?
right, did he?
Oh my god, dark.
All right, let's.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Let's go.
No.
Yeah, I know
It's
you
the
want
clean
to. I know you
version.
want to.
No, it's a clean version.
Let's dive into you guys' individual businesses. What inspired you guys both to get into real estate? Nicole?
Damn, that's definitely silent.
Yeah, it's a big
It was a very
question.
strange thing for me. I was at a barbecue with my very, very good friend who happens to be my broker now, and kind of bored with what I was doing for a living. I was in sales and public relations, and he said, you should get into real estate. And it was when all there was short sales.
Okay.
And so because it was such a challenging time, that's what got me. I was like, okay, this is probably the worst time for someone to get in and start. So that's kind of, I jumped in, and then it's been history since then. So
Okay.
16 years.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled upon real estate as well in a different way. I never set out to be a realtor. It was not in my game plan whatsoever. My game plan was marketing.
Okay.
And I had interviewed and gotten a couple offers for women's magazines. So I was going to, do some editorials and stuff like that.
Not photo shoots.
No, editorial. Like
We
I
are drinking right now.
I was. That would be fun, but no, I was a big writer at the time, so I wanted to get into editorials. However, things kind of took a turn after I graduated college. I got a marketing position when I moved back to Santa Clarita. And after a few years of doing that, I needed a change. And so I had reached out to my realtor actually at the time because she seemed very well connected. And we were in the process of buying our home. And I said, hey, if you know anyone that needs, marketing help, I would love to interview. And she said, well, how about me? And I never considered it. And I said, okay. And then that kind of put me on a fast track.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that
so
is
I
cool.
got my license just hanging around the office doing marketing in real estate sales, and she wanted me to kind of expand my role, so I got my license, and then the rest is kind of history from there.
Yeah. I think you shared the marketing piece with me in the past. I don't remember, but I could totally see you doing that.
Oh, thank you.
So that evolved.
It's a plan B. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it goes well.
Yeah. Where did you go to school?
I went to school a majority of the time at San Diego State University,
look
but
at you.
yeah,
Aztec.
yes, Aztecs
Party
for
school
life.
number one back then.
Yeah, I wasn't a big partier though, to be honest. I don't do the frats and sorority kind of life ever. So I had a house with a couple girls, and we got really close, and that was the extent of our partying. But it was San Diego State, and then I transferred the very last semester and graduated from CSUN.
Okay, nice. Matador. That's what you guys have in
Exactly,
common.
a little both,
I
a
like
little
it.
bit of
I like
both.
it. I like it.
LA Valley College.
Ryan went to
LA
community college.
I'm an eagle or a lion. I don't
doesn't
even know
even
what it is. I have no idea.
Didn't you also play slot receiver or
Yeah, I
something?
did.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
Wes Walker before Wes Walker. Shout out to Wes Walker.
Oh my goodness, all right, ladies. Well, again, thank you guys for being on our podcast. Let's talk a little bit about more in terms of the real estate environment right now. What challenges are you guys seeing? What challenges are you guys facing right now as individual professionals, but probably more importantly for your clients? What challenges are there right now?
Oh my gosh, there's so many challenges. I think people are so unsure about what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, we have a lot of clients that are kind of paused.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's on pause. Their listings are on pause.
Yeah.
Their buying is on pause. So it's just a matter of us. I'm trying to follow up every week because you just never know when they're going to wake up and not be paused anymore.
Right.
But I think it's because of election.
Okay.
Not to get political, but they're just unsure of where we're going.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so,
I'm
what
seeing
about
a
you?
ton of that
That's all
too.
of us, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weird market right now, right? There's people that really want to make a move right away, and then there's others that are much more hesitant. I think the climate in general right now is just kind of everyone on edge and waiting to kind of see what's going to happen. So unfortunately, a lot of people are on the fence because the climate, for political reasons or for whatever reasons, interest rates, and then coming into the holidays. Yeah, exactly. I think it causes people pause, like you said. So just continuing to follow up with our clients and being there for them, whatever route they decide is the best for them.
I think follow-up is such a key and critical thing that you guys obviously do well at. Talk about that strategy. Is there anything unique that you guys do, or is it just a quick phone call text? Is it a CRM that you guys are using? What resources are you guys using for that follow-up?
For me, it's email. And then if they ask questions, then I follow up with a phone call. And then we also have top-of-mind gifts that we're sending once a month. Okay. So that when that email's not being answered or that phone call's not being answered, they're automatically getting a gift that's kind of on autopilot for us. Okay. And that's been working really well.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm currently, I should have had this set up quite a while ago, but I am such a big relationship person that it really is top of mind for me, like with the clients that I'm working with, the clients that I want to work with, people that are calling me through referrals and everything. So it's really all about phone calls and text messages for me, but I'm in the process of creating more of an automated system with my CRM. So we're building that out, and that's for more like newer leads and everything, people that I don't have an existing relationship with. But I think it's super important to continue to stay, in that real relationship with people.
They said something important, just stay in contact, right? Sometimes you don't even have to talk about real estate.
Right.
Just happy Monday.
More
happy
importantly,
Wednesday,
you're right.
Just so they remember you. And you said something important, Nicole, like even in these tough times, you still got to do the same thing, right? Still got to connect, still got to call, even though they're on the fence. So that's a challenging part of this market for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Christie, you recently spoke at an SRAR event.
She talked.
She did amazing.
Right, yeah, she did amazing.
That actually looked
Unfortunately,
awesome.
I wasn't there. I was dodging a hurricane.
Yes.
Here we go again.
We're glad that
Hurricane
you're home.
survivor over
Sheltering
here.
down.
But I know Nicole,
Do you know how
had
to
you
swim?
speak.
Sorry.
Your nose keeps getting in the way, bro.
Wow.
So back to Christie and her marketing.
I don't know how to swim, by the way.
I got you. See,
You're gonna save
she
her.
already likes me better, dude.
No. I will save you.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
here we go. Yeah,
No,
okay.
no.
So Nicole had you speak at an SRAR event.
I did.
Okay. So you talked about marketing, and I know you're doing I know you're doing a fantastic job in your real estate business, but you're leveling up in terms of your marketing game. You like literally have a camera guy following you around now. It's that level of leveling up, right? Ryan's here, you're here.
Oh
Wow.
my God. Shots fired. Shots fired.
I got people following me too.
I'm right there with you.
Ryan
is
has almost
awesome.
3 followers on Instagram, guys.
The police.
Jesus, dude. It's okay.
That is hilarious.
Back to business.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about your marketing strategies and how you're leveling that up? And again, the discussion you had with this group.
Yeah. No, thank you. And thank you for noticing that, because I am trying to be more intentional
I
with
see
leveling
you.
up.
Yeah.
Well, you
Thank
gotta
you.
say
Thank
no,
you.
nosy. Hey, what's going on here?
At the end of the day, it's really, because I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram, but it's really not about like followers. It's really about, for me, leveling up as a whole altogether, right? And what, you might have, 1,500 followers on Instagram or on a certain platform, but what is the quality of those followers, right? And if you're using social media as a marketing strategy, how do you amplify each person that's following you, that's interacting with you, and still positioning yourself as, the market expert, and tapping into the more personal side of things and the professional side of things. So that's really my vision right now, and in hiring my social media director, is who follows me around at my events and everything, getting content, but also making sure that we're getting out educational videos and really, keeping people in the loop on what's going on with the market. So just kind of going back to my roots as far as the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to be in real estate, why not take all of, my educational background and apply it? Because I don't feel like I've really been doing that to the extent that I should have always been, right? I've been taking other people's systems and putting them in play, but like I have the tools, so like let's implement them.
I like that.
So
Well, I
that's
think
what
more
I'm doing.
importantly,
Yeah.
you're helping other people in a time where other people need help.
Yeah.
And you have no idea how much is going to come back to you
Thank you.
in the form of business just for what you're doing.
Yeah, I think put good in and get good out, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I was super nervous to speak at Nicole's thing, and I texted her before. I'm like, just so you know, I'm never doing this again. So don't ask me again.
You will be at your level.
It was a hit.
You got voluntold, by the way.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I did appreciate the opportunity. And, you know, because I question myself and I'm like, well, I only know like the basics, you know, but sharing just whatever knowledge that you have and helping other people level up with you. And just even if someone takes one little gem away from a conversation or a presentation, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Nicole, for pushing me
course.
always, literally always pushing me to
love
do
that.
stuff
I love
I don't
that.
want to do.
And Chris, I think you hit the nail on the head. You said a word, implementation.
Yes.
And that to me goes along with execution. And in this business, in most businesses, there's lack of execution. And that's what, for me, separates the winners and the losers.
Right.
For me, it's who's going to execute the best. Who's going to execute, period.
Right.
I always say this, some of the smartest people that I know aren't always the smartest people that I know because they are smart, they're book smart. If they actually applied and executed on what they know, they would take it to another level.
100%.
Right? But the fact that you're implementing, and to me, that's just another way of saying execution.
Right.
Love that about you.
Yeah, thank
So-
you.
I think the fear of failure is one reason, right?
Sure.
Especially in our industry, you're going to get judged.
Yeah.
Right? People are going to say things.
Not in
Not
your
at
guys'.
all.
Well, obviously,
Not at
we're getting judged right now. But I think that's part of it, right? So the fact that you execute or you're able to do it and not worry about the results,
Exactly. And
that's the key factor
I
right
think
there.
that's the point, and that's what my focus is on, is just getting it out there. You
Yeah.
know, doing what I want to do without really considering what other people think about it in the industry.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I know how to do, and I should be doing it. You know,
And you're
for
doing
me
it
and my
damn
clients.
good.
Thank
Damn
you.
good job,
But
for sure.
yeah, I mean, it is hard for people to implement, and I think in our industry there's a lot of egos, and people are putting out.
Wait, you think so?
Putting out content
Have
and
you
doing
seen our
things.
glasses right here?
You know, for themselves.
Chrissy's next have a billboard, for sure. 100%.
I'll drink to
Should
that.
cause traffic to stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink to that. Yeah, I just do whatever my social media director says. That's it.
To Nicole's point,
See,
though,
she has a social media director.
Yeah, I don't know how
Ryan.
they- yeah, what happened here?
Remember implementation,
yeah,
execution.
I got a homie director. I want to say to what Nicole said, you kind of are inspiring people to do it, right?
you.
Like, even who cares about the result?
Right.
The fact that you're doing it, somebody will see it.
Yep.
Somebody will get inspired, and now they're going to do it. And that might be a client, maybe a friend, who knows? But I think that's the key right there. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nicole, I'm gonna turn it over to you. 16 years in the business, good for you, girl. You become one of my good friends over the last couple of years. Love what you're doing. Again, you've had such an impact on my life. You've had such an impact on the Elite Network. You're such a resource, and we're blessed to have you. Why do you continue to be so involved? That's my question. That's my big $1 million question to you. Is why do you continue being involved? We alluded to the SRAR thing. Like you're at everything. You're constantly sharpening the saw. My question is why?
I think it helps me love what I do, and I like to kind of know the things in advance before anybody else knows them, so I can share them and help people with
Yeah.
resources. And then also, a lot of people don't realize that when you get involved in organized real estate, the back end of it, you really do have a lot of power in making things happen or not making things happen with regard to our association and to laws, to lobbying, to advocacy. I never really realized that until I got involved. So I'm actually helping people understand what they can do to change things or not change things with regard to owning a house or, real estate laws. I mean, we really do have a lot of power as long as we come in force.
Yeah,
And it's
100%.
changing so much, right? Especially
Yes.
in the last, year or two, it's changed significantly.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, you're like our go-to girl with anything update. Like you're always there to help and text and guys, send this out or share this. Like it's amazing. Your love for people, helping people, is like that's next level.
Well, my thing I'm working on now, which I'm super proud of, is I'm getting the busier agents more involved.
Okay.
Because I think that will bring more power to SRAR. It'll show people that it really is a good membership to have, and then also bring more value to our members. That's
Well, kind of like having her.
yes.
I mean,
we need to bring more value.
That's thinking outside the box.
Yeah. We
right?
need to bring it from
Collaborating.
1990 to 2025. Yeah, and more people will come.
Yeah, 1990 hit. You don't know about 1990.
What's that like?
More member engagement, collaboration, our favorite word. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So staying on the topic of your love for people, do you ever have aspirations to run for local government?
No.
Ever?
I won't say
I
never.
can totally see you do
So
it, by
can
the
I,
way.
for sure.
I might sign you up for like a school board or a water board or COC or city council.
Or maybe a nonprofit.
I've been I have been on board of nonprofits for sure. I won't say never. I guess I should never say never because I never thought I would be involved in any government stuff with SRA either. I used to be always the girl that when it came time for government affairs, I'd run out. I didn't even vote.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad I did not like government. But of course, you can't complain about things if you don't
100%.
try to change them.
I like it.
So, anyways,
I like it.
Let's not forget top producer award last year.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. I like
top
it.
producer.
When we bring on
Don't
the
look at my
elite, we
numbers
bring
this
the
year.
elite.
I took a little too much time off.
Yeah, this is a question. Unless Ryan, you have anything to add to the ladies or the
I mean,
voice?
I think like we're lucky to have both of them. You know, I think they both have one quality that I think that we share is they care about people, right? But they're competitive, obviously, but they care and they're willing to share.
Yep.
And I think that's huge in an industry where there's a lot of egos, where people aren't willing to share, and I think that allows people to grow, you know, and grow ourselves, right? I think we talk about this all the time. When you collaborate and share, it comes back somehow, some way. It comes back
Every time.
instead of trying to just kind of do it all yourself.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to get business just
Yeah.
by helping other people because it does come back to you. You don't have to, do some of the grind if you don't like to do it or you're uncomfortable.
Well, even when I saw, like, I don't know if I wasn't invited or if I just didn't go.
You probably wasn't invited.
Which one?
Or
If
you
there was
didn't
an
get to
elite
it.
list,
Which one
there was
was
a
it?
list. But when I saw her, I was like, dang, okay, like things are happening. That's pretty cool. The fact that you're up there sharing with agents. I mean, just those little things I think go a long way.
Yeah.
I didn't invite anyone, just so you know, because I was too nervous to have
Wait,
any.
Why am I lost? To what?
To the presentation.
No, no,
I
the
was-
thing-
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, Ryan wasn't invited.
Sorry. Is that your second class? No? Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping is they're going to be their second class. That's the most important. All right, ladies, another question for both of you guys. Unless the voice. Did I
let the
hear you?
voice
Yeah.
Chime in, brother. Chime in.
That was my air. That was my
Yeah,
air
okay,
that was
got
coming
it.
through the microphone. I just want to say to the
He was
both,
breathing.
to the both of the ladies, right? I was reflecting this morning on our paths crossing, and I remember Christie at the Remax building off the old road, sitting there, and I walked in. And I think Henry, you might have been there as well too. And
More than likely.
she was when you were an assistant or a team member, and
Yeah.
I remember.
I was like, which time are we talking about?
Yeah. Well, I remember.
1990.
I just remember you sitting there and really like quietly working there, and then our paths crossed, and we just kind of took off together. And
Is this a love story going on here?
I'm ready to see what he does.
I'm ready.
Where are we going?
I'm ready. Well,
Is he drinking back then?
what I was gonna say is that just to sit back and watch your growth through these years has been phenomenal, and I too have noticed your marketing campaigns and your branding and your videos, and you've come just so far and are just taking over and dominating. It's so awesome to see. And you're one of the people that are always stand out to me, that always talk about my growth to me. And I want you to know that I see the same in you.
Well, don't make me cry
Wow.
over here. I'm
Jesus.
drinking.
The voice.
I am emotional these
Is the
days.
voice like genuine or what?
I
was-
pop the R&B right now, dude.
It's like Usher over here.
I was definitely excited to have you two ladies with us in the studio today. So I was just kind of reflecting on us, and
Thank you.
even Nicole as well too. I remember sitting down at Sabor with you, and you were talking about how you've been grinding it out with your team, and you were ready to find some partners that were going to help support you more as well too. And you came in right away,
believe you
and
remember
you
that.
started.
I remember that, yes.
Well, you started supporting us
Right away.
Yeah.
and you did exactly what I feel everyone should do: is get involved, support, and give back. It's really that simple. And look at all the success you two have got, and you guys having your guys' own podcast and getting your guys' words and inspiration out there. You guys are doing amazing things, and I'm just happy that you guys
Oh,
are.
thank you.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers the voice right there.
Voice,
Get
dude.
the-
I think
I'm in the closet. I'm in the closet.
That's
No one says it
I mean,
better.
Ryan, what are you and I
it's-
doing here? We should-
I
that
have
voice
no
should be
idea.
right here.
Too.
So if we're referring to him still as the voice, then I appreciate you saying that voice because I think you bring up it's hard not to say your name, but I think you bring up an amazing point in that, when I was first starting out, it was kind of like being on the outside of the in crowd. And I hate to like use that, analogy, but I would sit on the sidelines and I'd watch all of you guys and, and trying to learn how to implement my business and how to get into the in crowd, not for the cool factor of it, but for because I knew that you all were professionals, right? And how can I learn from these people and apply it to my business? And I think there's something so special about still riding with the people that were from day one, as Henry always says, right?
Day ones.
And to watch each other's growth and to know who each other is at our core and what our intentions are, I think is so powerful in this business. And that's really why I take the relationship seriously that we've built over the years, is because I know that you guys are good people and people that I want to associate with, which, took a little bit of time to figure out, in this industry and starting out, and in any business or any industry, right? It's going to take some fumbling to figure out kind of who's who. But I think there's something so important that you bring up, voice, about noticing something in each other, recognizing it in each other, and then aligning with each other.
So you didn't just come for the selfie? That's where I came.
I literally hate selfies.
Selfie?
Our selfies? I love them.
I can't. I literally hate the angle.
I feel like a movie star.
That's kind of elite, right? Kind of how she just summed it up,
100%.
right? I think that's the difference right there.
Yes.
I definitely want to thank you, Voice, for bringing that
Yes,
and spotlighting
Voice.
both these amazing ladies. But I want to hit the nail on the head in terms of your guys' business acumen. So as the real estate market constantly is evolving, right? What strategies are you guys using, and how do you guys attribute that to staying successful and being proactive and being at the top of your game?
Did I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
This is the My Truth episode of the
Your podcast is called My Truth.
I get it.
The truth.
I get it. For me, the last few months, I kind of have been laxical, and I've never done that in 15 years.
Okay.
And now I'm awakening to go, oh, darn, that wasn't smart.
Okay.
So I'm getting back into the groove of doing the things that I do or should have been doing every day.
Why was that? Was it just just timing, or was just?
I think it was
Because we all go through. I'm only asking
Yeah.
because we all go through this. I've talked to her and him and you,
Yeah.
and we've all been there.
I've had days, not weeks that have turned into a month.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. I've had a day where I snap out of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's just all the changes that are going on, and then the pausing that's happened. It's a little frustrating. And my clientele is a little different than, I work with attorneys and people people aren't passing. I don't wish people pass. I'm not going to wake up and go,
We're living longer.
Just waiting for him to die.
People are living longer.
Just waiting for my clients.
So,
Not buying houses and not
here we are.
dying.
I'm on pause. What can I say?
Well, you have a lot on your plate too, right? You're
yes.
leading the charge with the board. I mean, there's a lot, and there's
I
a lot
don't
of
want to give up
changes
my
going on
business
there.
for that though. But yes, I just
Yeah, I think we've all been there. I guess the question is, what are you doing to get out of that, right? What advice would you give to kind of overcome that?
She's
Just
gonna
nodding,
share
just
as
nodding.
soon as she gets
Just
over
nodding.
well, no, I actually since last Friday is when I woke up and went, okay, so I'm not even a weekend. So
Yeah.
I would say I'm not a good person to give someone advice right now. But
That's
I'll
My
be back.
Truth right there.
Yeah.
That's
I'll-
My Truth
I'm
right
coming
there.
back.
You'll be back with some gems to share, but I think I think it is burnout, right? And I think all of us experience that from time to time. And I think last Friday, 2 Fridays ago, whatever it was one of the worst days I've ever had in real estate, and it took a
was
huge
with you, I
emotional
know.
toll
Yeah.
on me, where I literally was crying. I have not cried in real estate in years,
Yeah.
and I cried in fetal position on my couch. And I think it's important to be that connected to your clients where it does affect you emotionally. And I don't think that we should shy away from the fact that this
We're
is
real.
an emotional business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we do care. And so it does take a toll on you. And so it's common to experience burnout, but I think allowing yourself that grace and almost time blocking it out, right?
Yeah.
Allow yourself this day to be fucked up. Like, I am so mad.
Was that
I
our
am
first
so
curse
sad.
word on the podcast?
Don't even bore that
It
one
was
out.
a good one,
it.
too. It was a good
I
one,
like
too.
it. That
So
was
just
good.
don't let your days turn into months.
Exactly. Allow yourself that
Snap
time.
out of it.
And then the next morning, I was like, all right, what's the strategy? What's the solution?
Yeah.
Let's go. And so I think it's making sure that you're keeping your mindset right so that you can keep going.
Absolutely.
And I think we all struggle with that. One thing I'll do is if I'm going through something tough, I'll call maybe a good client or a friend, or just trying to get out of that zone, or maybe do something to get out of your comfort zone, whatever it may be, just to get your mind off it. But I struggle with that all the time. You
Well,
know?
Elite helps us because when we
No,
get up and go in, says
exactly,
that it
yeah.
gets you kind of back into the
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
That's
of
what-
get you around.
It's
yeah.
funny you say that. So I've been fortunate. I'm not saying this in any disrespectful way at all, but I've never really felt that burnout. I may have an hour or something, but then for me, it's like, and this is just me trying to give advice to all you guys who have done that. Maybe for you, Nicole, right now, is people depend on you. People depend on us all day long. So for me, it's like constantly thinking about my why. Right, my kids. I have mouths to feed. People depend on me. My team, Elite. So like, for me, they're purpose. Having purpose every single day, waking up with that purpose, reminding yourself of that purpose. So for me, I have very little burnout because there's so many people that depend on me that I can't afford to burn out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does.
So just kind of reminding yourself of that, and people do we depend on you. So we need you to be the top of your game, to be that resource for us.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna
hopefully that helps
give-
a little bit.
It's nice to be needed. It really is.
For sure.
I mean,
And relevant.
I'm
right?
going to give you some credit after you're talking shit. Second curse word.
There you go.
Insurance changed dramatically in the last year.
Oh, it's been upside down.
Significantly.
Yeah.
Probably where you could have been in that hole for.
Most of my peers throw in the
Right?
towel.
So the fact that you always came to Elite with a smile,
Yes.
you always had advice, and you gave people information how you could overcome it.
Yeah.
I think that was huge. Right?
Again, it just
Yeah.
I reminded myself there's people that depend on me. My team depends on me. It's kind of like when we went through the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
I had 10 people in my office look at me like, well, what do we do
What are we
now,
gonna
boss?
do?
I'm like, I don't know. I'm in the same boat as you guys. It's the same pandemic, right? But I hit for like a day.
Overcome.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do, right? But then I leaned on mentors and other peers and started talking about it and strategizing, and relatively quickly it became one of the best times for insurance, as one of the best times in real estate. But for that moment, it was like, oh shit, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
But
You
do
know?
you think that people, I know for me, sometimes when we're going through these things and they're longer than we want them to be, reaching out to other people and being around people helps, but sometimes you don't want to share that you're in that
Yeah.
space,
and
right?
that's key. So I have like a core 4 to 5 people, mentors who I go to for everything. Before I make a move, I'll go and ask for advice to make sure that I'm
So
putting
you're saying
myself.
get that system that
Get those
people
4 or 5
that you
core
trust.
people that you
Yeah.
trust that, hey, I'm going through some things right
Yeah.
now, but I'm going to get out of it. What do you think? How should I get out of
Yeah,
it?
I like that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I
So-
think you have to force yourself.
Yes.
For a lot of
Yes.
people, like as you guys know, I'm a pretty depressive person, like literally and clinically. So sometimes, for me, it's hard. I mean, this happened this morning. It's hard for me to get out of bed. And so when I get in those ruts of that spiral, I don't even, I know that I'm supposed to go out and talk to people and lean on people I trust. But it's difficult to take even the first step of I know I need to do this. Let me execute it, right? And so, but inevitably, when you do when you take that first step and you do get back around everybody, you feel better
Yes, you
at the
do.
end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's about forcing yourself to take that first step.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's the hardest part.
Now, I'm gonna reel it back in because the question, it was a loaded answer from all of us.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Christy, I want to pose the question again to you. So, what strategies has helped you stay relevant, successful, on the top of your game?
Strategies. So again, I mean, if we're talking tools, right, and actual business strategies, again, it goes back to the basics and setting that foundation, and then sometimes resetting that foundation and pivoting to how the market is changing, what's going on in the market, how people are feeling, and then recreating your systems around that, right, and with a different goal in mind. So I'm doing a lot of that lately, revamping the actual foundational tools of things. Oh, I kissed the mic. I got intense there. But as far as, on a personal level, I think, again, mindset and again, trying to focus on where my energy is flowing.
Yeah.
So being more intentional with my energy, loving everybody in my life, but realizing I cannot dedicate time to you right now or you right now. And it's like, but I will. We got to time block things and work it into the business and work it into our lifestyle so that everybody that needs your attention will get it. But it has to be more intentional on my end because there's only so much time in the day. And so, getting back to making sure that everyone is attended to, but watching my energy as well.
Don't drain yourself.
Right. Some days I'm just like, oh my God, I have all these people, all these conversations to have. This person needs that person needs that. Then my business, then me, I got to eat. And then I'm like, there's so much going on all the time. So it's really about getting back to basics with where your energy is flowing.
I'm going to get a personal help director.
You need like an on-set therapist, right?
We all
She's
do.
for hire. She's really good.
Not yet. Not yet.
You can get her for cheap right now. Very expensive later on.
Free therapy.
So you guys both said, a lot going on.
Yeah.
What tools or resources do you guys utilize on a daily basis to help you guys stay organized?
I know
Nicole.
you do that. I know you're really good at that.
I try to be.
You are really disciplined.
Yeah.
We're realtors. We're not organized.
This is the time I take my shower. This is the time I work out.
Yep.
That's not me.
The time I part my hair.
It's a good heart.
I like your part today. I'm not organized.
Okay.
I'm gonna chime in. I'm not the
I'm
most
not
organized either.
You don't say, Ryan.
I struggle.
You don't.
No,
say.
I've gotten better because I try to surround myself with people who are organized.
I
to
like
help
chaos.
With that. Yeah.
I'm more of
That's probably why we get
organized
along.
chaos.
Yeah.
I'm more of an organized chaos. I wouldn't say it's all organized.
It's too boring when you have too many, like everything
Yeah.
working like it should. Yeah.
Like when someone's like, "Let me see your schedule. What's your
Yeah,
schedule?" Yeah. It's
Oh,
like,
I live and breathe
have
by
a
my
schedule,
calendar.
but I don't like leave on time. I'm always like rushing
Yeah.
and then we know
Yeah,
this.
I like organized chaos as well, but I'm a little more lax in that I don't live by my calendar. I don't time block when I maybe should, but I do have a daily to-do list. So I'm one of those people that doesn't have time blocks, but I have check boxes.
Yes.
And because I like to kind of do what I feel is a priority in my mind, but also what I want to do in that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to focus on social media because, interacting with people and getting back to all of the messages right then and there is a little bit too draining for me in that moment. So I have to get this, and this done or this listing agreement out. And so I focus on that. It is a lot of running around, which I'm trying to tame right now.
Uber director. We need an Uber director.
Yeah, it's a lot of running around, a lot of rushing.
Okay.
So I'm working on that right now.
Do you ladies plan your? It's not like there's no planning, Nicole, but for
No,
you,
there's planning. Just
is
not,
it like
not
the
like
day
you.
before, the morning?
It's both. It's at night, so that's kind of
That's
like
my
my
time.
time.
Yes, my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes me quite a while to wind down and to fall asleep and everything. So I go over my checklist, even down to like what I'm gonna wear the next day.
Oh my
as
gosh.
I'm at
awesome.
Her
night.
various costume changes throughout the day.
What time are you going to bed?
Oh yeah, see that's the problem. I don't go to bed till probably 1 a.m. most nights. 12. 12 is
I'm
like
in bed
my
at 7.
my-
The sun's still out.
7.
Yeah.
7:30.
I would love
I know if I
that.
get
Even the
something,
voice.
I can text Christy. She's up.
I like fantasize about going to bed at 7. I'm like, wouldn't that be
No,
amazing?
because then you're up at midnight wide awake. You're like, okay, everyone else is sleeping now.
Oh.
Although I saw The Voice online yesterday at around 1 a.m.
Really?
yeah.
What?
Wow.
Voice?
I must have been waking up.
yeah,
You might have
waking
been
up.
sleepy, but your light was green.
Called out.
If you need tips and tricks on how to go to sleep early, The Voice is perfect. Voice,
Yeah.
you're in bed by what time?
I'm a 9 p.m. guy.
9 p.m.
My watch goes off at 8:59.
Jesus.
That means it's time to
I
put
love
my
that.
phone down
Yeah.
and
I
close
don't-
my eyes.
My kids don't even come back home
Yeah.
from practice till like
Right.
9:30.
Right.
So-
That's wild.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wild.
Last night, Jaden starts at 7:30. Practice ended at 9:15.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't know how you guys do it.
Oh, it's
And then what time do you
wild.
wake up?
Organized
Yeah.
chaos. 6:15.
That's not bad.
In the gym by 7.
It's kind of like you
I'm at the
guys
gym by
are
6.
saying though about your guys' nighttime and 1 o'clock being your guys' time. For me, the morning time is my time. Everyone's asleep in my house. I'm up at 4:30.
True, yeah.
I'm getting ready for my day, and I'm planning my day out in the morning. Not down to my outfit, but yeah.
Brenda does that for you. That's why.
Hey, every successful man needs a woman behind him.
That's true.
That's great.
I
Yeah,
don't know about that dressism, but okay.
yeah. So Nicole,
Very
you
cute.
go to bed at 7 and then wake up at 12? Is this the schedule?
I'll wake up at 12 and then I'll go to bed, back to sleep at 1. I don't like get up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're not like
I'll
up for
turn
the day
TV
at
on.
midnight.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'll turn the TV on. Yeah.
I wanted to ask,
4 o'clock.
as top producers, what does a day look like for top producing real estate agents like you two?
Good question.
Yeah.
Finally,
I'm
there's
coming through.
finally
Well,
one.
it's the H-Rod.
He's in my chair. He's in my chair.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That makes sense.
Inspo.
Hey, I feel like what's the name? I get no credit. You remember Rodney Dangerfield? Oh, yeah, that's a little old though. I get no credit.
I don't know what that is.
Wow. No, but what does a
God.
day look like for
It's a great question.
2 top producing real estate agents? Like, just share for maybe up and coming agents that are kind of. What does that look like?
When it's busy, that's more organized for me. It is on
You're
the calendar.
always busy though.
It is on the
I
calendar
know.
for me.
Yeah.
I drive far, so I go far places. So, one
Like, is
listing
there a
could be-
routine in the morning? Do you wake up, sing in the shower, kind of get dressed, get pumped up?
Yeah,
Am
I
I
can
talking
speak
about
to
my
that.
routine right now?
Yeah,
So-
I don't sing in the I don't sing in the shower. Well, I
Ryan's-
take showers at night, so I do sing, but my husband's asleep, so I have to keep it quiet time. Mommy time. It's mom's time. But
What do you usually sing? What do you
songs are you singing?
What are you
listen,
singing though?
I listen to a lot of country, and
Some more-
Stop. You know it's emo. What
no, I can't sing emo. That's
Why
in my
not?
car.
Oh, got
That's
it,
in
got
the
it, got
car.
it.
Yeah,
So you don't sing in the
screamo.
car?
No, screamo
Screamo.
is in my
Oh,
car.
that's
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
cool.
yeah. But as far as like what your day looks like, I start every day. Forcing myself to get out of bed, and then
Are you like pulling your hair out of bed?
I'm just like, another day. Who needs what? But that's just my depression. It's fine. So I get out of bed. It's okay. It's clinical.
My truth.
Yeah, it's clinical. We work it out. So I force myself to get out of bed, and I start getting ready for the day. But I listen to podcasts every single morning.
Okay.
So and
The Elite podcast?
I listen to a few different ones. Depending on how I'm feeling that day. If
Yeah.
I'm ready to like get after it and like get into business, I'll listen to parts of Andy Frisella.
Ooh,
Really,
the voice likes that one.
yeah, I'll listen a little bit of that. If I don't want to get all riled up that day, I'll listen to more like Mel Robbins, or Jay Shetty, something that's a little bit more spiritual, or something that I can use in like
Jay
relationships.
Shetty.
I know.
I love Jay
Shout out.
Shetty.
We should get him on the podcast.
Oh my
legit.
god,
I
that
like
would be
some Jay
amazing.
Shetty,
Let me
yeah.
know
Yeah, he's
when.
legit.
Or a little Joe Rogan if I want to get far out. I listen to a lot of
Do some mushrooms, man.
yeah, psilocybin. That was this morning. Yeah, that was this morning. So Joe Rogan, certain episodes, and then just whatever I'm feeling that day. I listen to a lot of universe,
Yeah.
stuff.
Something to kind of get your mind going, get right.
Yeah.
Are you asking like more like scripted, like
No.
I'm doing 5 to 8 prospecting, and
No.
because I've never ever done that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More so
neither
what
have
she
I.
said.
You know what's
like,
funny, Nicole? Anytime you're always busy, girl.
Yeah.
You're
I
always like, well, I'm on an appointment, and
Yes.
can you call me
Yeah.
here?
Right.
Or I'm going there. Can you call me? Like you're
Yeah.
always
So
busy.
I'm networking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
okay.
so
Well, that's
like
huge.
I even use the gym now as networking. So if
Yeah.
somebody asks me to go to coffee, and it's in the gym time, I'll say no, but you can meet me for racquetball, and we can
Yeah.
talk, like
Okay.
just because I'll make excuses not to get to the things that I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're networking, you're working.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not making money, because you
Yeah.
just never know.
I agree.
And kill two
And
birds
so
with
I
one
feel
stone.
like I'm still networking. I'm
you
saying
can
yes to a
become
lot
wealthy
of things.
just from networking.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But for me, I think like it's important to divide your day. So I've never time blocked, but divide your day into like percentages. So it's like a certain percent of your day should be dedicated to conversing on social media. And then another part of your day should be networking. Another part of your day should be connecting with either an agent or someone that's going to bring some value to your business, even if that is over lunch or at the gym.
Always value or say
yeah,
no.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And
hard
then
to say no
and there's
sometimes.
events and everything like that. So it's really
Yeah.
dividing, your day into income producing and also just value added activities for
Always.
your day-to-day life.
Always. I always say like, and I don't want to say it's in the wrong way, but your relationships have to bring you value in some
Yes.
capacity, right?
That's what we
and
were
I'm not
talking
talking about like monetary. I'm talking about value in any capacity.
Correct.
So value because you're going to school for higher education. What are you doing? How can you inspire me to do that? Right? Being a parent. Can you help me become a better
There
parent?
has to be value.
Whatever it is, it has to bring value, or it's a waste of time.
Exactly. And what I did want to say actually, and you just reminded me of it, was that Nicole actually like inspired me to go back to school for my master's and everything in
at
clinical
that.
counseling in a roundabout way because
Yeah.
I looked at all these people in my life that are juggling so many things and I'm like, bro, what am I doing?
Don't
I
lie.
swear to God, I'm
when
like,
she's doing therapy, she's like, damn, I need to get my yeah.
I just like look at all of these people and all my friends. I'm the only one who doesn't have kids, right? And I look at everyone that's balancing their business and their kids and soccer practice, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I should
like
probably work.
super
Like, I should probably do
You're like
something.
a super auntie, by the way. It's that you have kids. Do you want to talk about them and how successful you're
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're all athletes or entrepreneurs.
your nieces and your nephews. Talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, because I don't have kids, a lot of, my time, love, energy goes into those kids. And, we all lived together when they were babies and stuff in the same household. So I very much watched them, grow up. And it's, we're super proud of them. My niece is living in Georgia now, which is a change. She just went through her first hurricane and everything. Only affected a little bit. Yeah. And so that was
His
was
hair
intense.
stayed the same in the hurricane, just so you know that. It did not change at all.
On lock in that Disney bunker. That was goals. I literally texted him like, "Hey, you're going out as goals, legend."
I said, don't worry about me. I'm in the Disney bunker. She's like, that sounds fantastic.
I was like, goals. If I leave.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, he's still there.
But my niece is doing her track thing on the road to training for the Olympics at Georgia Southern, and then
Yeah, she's like ranked in the nation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
On track to go to the
Yeah, I know.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of my family did ever that.
I'm not. And my nephew is about to move to Texas and is going to Texas A&M on
The
also
football
a
player,
full
Like
ride. Yeah.
baller.
No, I've seen them.
Baller on like
I've seen them.
NBC,
Yeah.
ABC, the whole thing.
Is he in high school now?
He is. So he's leaving early. So he's not actually going to graduate. Mhm.
What high school was he at?
He's right now at Quartz Hill.
Okay.
But they, are going to have
Quartz
him
Hill.
come over there
Yeah,
early.
yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, and get started a little bit early, and then he'll
So he's going to be
come back to
a
walk,
Texas
but-
A&M.
Texas
An
A&M.
Aggie.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And so we're excited for him there.
So he's going to be there next year. Or
He's
is it-
going to
is
be there
it-
in December.
Oh, okay.
In a couple
Wow.
months.
Nice.
Yeah.
Should we give him a shout out so people can follow him? or
What's
no?
up, Philly? No, he doesn't
Philly.
like. He doesn't
Philly.
like.
Philly.
Come to the Elite Podcast,
Can we get him
buddy.
on?
We'll get him on.
Can we get him on?
Autograph before
Once he
goes.
gets there.
I'll ask. He
Okay. We're
doesn't
gonna get him
like a
before
lot
he
of the
blows up.
attention.
Yeah, let's go.
He doesn't like a lot of the attention, but he's doing good. The kids are doing good, and then my littlest Mikey,
She has no kids, but she's like super auntie.
no, and then he's gonna focus on a couple things. So we're gonna. All the focus can now be on Mikey, so that's gonna be good. So.
I think by you doing all the things you do, right? Working hard, waking up when you drag yourself out of bed. I think that inspires them,
true.
though. I think that inspires them, right? You lead by example. I feel like that is only going to benefit them.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't think we
mean-
understand that, the power of like leading by example.
100%. Yeah,
I think it's huge.
100%.
Okay. Now, before we end our episode, I wanted to make sure that you guys talked about a little bit about your podcast. So I'm going to give you a specific question.
Uh-oh.
So tell us a little bit about your podcast and what motivated both you ladies to start one.
I'm going to give that to Nicole because
Okay.
I always say, even though she likes to pass it back to me, that
I
it's
do
Nicole's
pass it to you.
baby.
Well,
and so you start with,
Well, it started differently than it is now, and it's evolved into beautiful things that I could never have imagined with bringing Christie on. But back 2014, I started taking classes and studying human behavior, and meaning just going out, sitting, watching, but studying the way the people talk and the responses, the auto responses that people do, the I'm sorries when they don't really mean I'm sorry.
The look away when you're lying.
That or did you find everything you wanted, and then you say no, and they look at you like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I
Yeah.
don't know why I asked that. Those kinds of things. And so it started that way, and then I started doing live Facebook things or recording and having people call in with weird questions that nobody was comfortable talking about, but they loved that I was bringing it up and talking about.
What was the weirdest question?
Well, there's really weird questions right now. Like, pooping is one of them. That's not too bad.
Oh, wow.
And you'd be surprised
Okay.
how many people sent me messages that were like men going, "Oh my God, I don't poop," or "My wife doesn't poop, and I don't want to talk about it." But
Wow.
we've had conversations before about pooping and sleeping. So I think it's just a matter of like talking about things that are and being transparent and allowing a safe place for everyone to come
Yeah.
together and know that they're not alone.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where it was. And then bringing Christie on to do the podcast, she just brings an amazing, as you know, she's a very good speaker. She's a very good communicator. She brings so much to the My Truth movement that it's evolving into different things and probably even different things that we don't even know that are going to
Are in the works,
So,
yeah.
I mean, how do you look at it?
So I've, been honored to even have Nicole ask me, but I think it really sparked from us just going to lunch and starting to get closer in our relationship and just having open and honest conversations. And I remember like one day at lunch, or we were probably drinking. So I say salad. Over salad. But no, over wine. I just remember like a light bulb going off and she's like, oh my gosh, why don't you do this, and that with me? And it was, overwhelming at first but I had heard from a couple people that are like friends and people that have known me for a long time, because we talk about stuff like that all the time. Just like literally every day there's some deep conversation with one of my friends. And so they had always encouraged me like, you should have a podcast, or there's stuff that people need to say or that that you want people to hear. And so I think it just was a natural progression to like have a bit of a voice, and so I was excited to work with her on this project, and just add where I can. But it's been fun. And if at the end of the day, I just looked at it as an opportunity for growth, just wrapping it out with a friend and seeing what comes from it. So it's been fun.
And therapy.
And I've watched it. It's super natural, super organic, and you guys get along great.
Thanks.
And you guys started doing it live? Is no longer
Yeah,
live?
we just jump into it.
Okay.
No, we did live.
Like live
a
on
live
Facebook.
feed, yeah.
Got it.
Those haven't gone
How
too
do you
well.
do?
We've done it.
How come we don't do a live feed?
Because you can't get it right.
It's very
Me.
hard.
Wow.
We don't get it right either, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
We
We're
should
like,
do
is
an
the camera
actual
working?
live
Yeah,
feed.
live.
Let's do it. Next one.
Yeah.
What do you
Next
do,
one.
like on Facebook
Yeah.
or Instagram or something like that? Okay, I get it.
Take questions as they kind of come in and everything. It's a good way to engage for
Yes.
sure.
I like it. All right. Last two questions for you guys. You guys ready?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. What is one piece of advice that you would give your younger self when you were just first starting out in real estate? So what would that one piece of advice you would give to young Nicole and young Christie?
I think you both are still young.
Well,
Younger.
Younger.
I qualify for a senior discount this year. So. Let's see. Do I remember that far back? For me, it's hard because I say that I wish I didn't work so hard, and I enjoyed, instead of just focusing on working hard, making money, I didn't do anything fun. I just grinded. And now I'm almost too tired to like enjoy. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm just, it's just too much trouble or too much. Yeah. So I wish I didn't grind so hard, but then I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't. So it's kind of hard to look back and say that. But for me, because I do have kids, I look at a lot of my memories on Facebook, which I love going back on memories every day to look back. And a lot of the things I miss because I was so focused on work and the grind that the kids are having fun with their dad or they're doing this with their friends, and I missed all of it. And you can't go back, and you can't. So like to someone younger that has kids, try to balance it.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of balance, because as it's great to be successful and make lots of money and help lots of people, it's looking back, you can't go back. You can't get that back.
I mean, balancing is tough.
Yeah, it's very hard.
It's almost like there's no such thing.
Especially when
That's
you're
hard.
inspired and you want to work and you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
That's my truth right there.
Yeah, this is my truth right there.
Yeah, I definitely think a healthy balance is important. But I think for me, same kind of thing. Like I would say to a younger person starting in real estate, like have a financial cushion, but then I wouldn't have grinded as hard as I did to get,
if you did,
because when I first started out in real estate, there was a lot of realizations because I kind of stumbled into it, and I went from a solid 9 to 5, to full commission in a matter of 12 hours, like literally was, and it's a long story, we won't get into it, but 9 to 5, like solid income but basic income, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy. And then to literally full commission in a matter of 12 hours. And I had to force myself to figure it out, but it took a little bit of time. I didn't close my first deal till 5 months in. And so as I watched my bank account dwindle, I didn't realize at the time the value that I placed on money in relation to my self-worth. Okay. And I don't think about that when I look at other people. Like, I don't care how much money you have, like all of that. But it was weird to realize that, like, I felt like a piece of shit if I didn't have money. And that was so weird.
It's the uncensored elite podcast.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Our third cuss word ever.
And I didn't realize that about myself. So it was weird to kind of come to that realization and kind of dive deeper into why I feel that way. But so I would normally say, have a cushion, but then you're not forced to grind. You're not forced to figure it out. But then I would just say, for the word of advice then, would be to take a breath and not, this is going to sound harsh, but not trust everyone at face value. There was a lot of characters in my journey.
You don't want to name names.
There's
Go
a
ahead
lot
and
of
name the names.
there's a lot of characters in our industry that have big names or have whatever they have, and I was like very open to just like taking people at face value and just like, oh yeah, trust and do this and do that, and I was pulled in too many directions that led down wrong paths, and so I'm very grateful for people that have lasted and stood the test of time relationally with me. But I would tell a young person to take a breath, like figure out who's who, figure out who you really want to align with, because it does have an effect on your business and your reputation. And then remember who you are at the end of the day, because it's easy to be influenced and feel certain ways about yourself. So stick to your roots and remember who you are.
Yes.
Grind it out.
Wow,
Yes.
I like that.
My truth.
Wow, okay. All right.
I wish I had that advice growing up. My God.
I wish you had any advice, Ryan.
Well, back when I
Anyways.
was younger.
All right, last question, okay? Whether you guys believe it or not, you guys truly do inspire. So how do you guys envision to continue to inspire and lead other women through your individual businesses and maybe even through your podcast?
Go ahead.
I'll let you go first this time.
That's a loaded one, dude.
Yeah, that was a load.
Yeah, that's deep. We're ending deep.
Yeah.
So how do we inspire? Is that
How do you
like-
envision continuing to inspire other women through your individual businesses and maybe even through your podcast?
Yeah, I think you hit, a point where we don't really think of ourselves as inspirational on a day-to-day, but one of my favorite moments in life is when someone reaches out that I didn't realize was paying attention and they say, in a DM or a text message or something like, hey, what you said today really stood out, or what you're doing it doesn't go unnoticed. And those, or even with agents, I've had agents recently that are sticking out in my head that give me a call that I haven't talked to in months, and they're just like, I just want you to know, you did this a long time ago and I really appreciated it, and I was just thinking about you. And I'm just like, that's what life is about, right?
Yeah.
Like those kinds of little moments that show you that you have people behind you supporting you even when you don't realize it. And so I think, my vision is really just, like I said, being more intentional with energy, learning and growing, and then applying it to relationships that add value to my life. So I think it's just gonna,
I like it.
I think it's just
Well
gonna work
said.
out.
Well said, for sure.
The same, and I think we're also planning in the future to do a sort of like a women's retreat.
That's awesome.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an event.
And you don't think you inspire over here
we're-
developing
I know.
retreats.
Yeah.
Maybe Castaic
little-
or something like that.
Maybe Castaic. Beautiful Castaic.
All right, well, Mrs. Elites, thank you guys so much for being
Thank
on
you.
our podcast.
Thanks for
Ryan,
having us.
you want to sign us off, dude?
I mean, should we cheers to that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Cheers to that, you
Jeez,
guys.
to the
Louise.
Elite
Cheers to the
Podcast
voice.
To the
and
future.
to the voice, to my truth. We're out.
Yay.
That was a